comer?
Sí.
¿Puedo comer?
Sí, viene.
¿Esto puedo comer?
In this extra special extended series,
Oh yeah, it's super delicious.
we're doing a deep dive into Chile's most outrageous food. Our journey begins in Chile's capital, Santiago. This is the culinary melting pot of this long, narrow country. Here you'll find everything from food on the streets
I've never had chorizo like this.
to oceanic oddities and some of the most succulent seafood in the southern hemisphere.
This is very disturbing. I want to eat it now.
And I'm here to try it all, starting with the most iconic street food you absolutely must try when you come to Santiago.
We've come to our first location behind me right here, Kiosco Roca. Today we're going to be trying a food called chori quesos. Chori, short for chorizo, a spicy little sausage. Do not make a penis joke. Queso, short for cheese. No, it's not short, that's just cheese. Put it together, you have chori queso. Right here on the outside of the restaurant, they have a menu. Let's take a closer look. Here it is. You can get 2 chori quesos plus 1 leche con platano. Platano. How do you say that? Platano. This is like a down payment on a car, but in fact, that's about $5. Can I say something really quick? No offense, that's dollars. That's ours, okay? Make your own money sign. Let's go inside and see how they make it. Boom, right now I am in the kitchen right here with Gabriel, and we are about to make the chori quesos. It all starts with taking the bread out of its bread jail. He zeroes out the bread, making sure that each sandwich gets the exact right amount of chorizo. I thought he weighed the bread. He does not weigh the bread. Give that a nice little smear. From here, it gets a thick square of queso. Once the cheese is applied, it's gonna head on over here to the oven. We'll see you soon. The time has come to put it in a different oven. Okay, it's not ready. Here it comes. From here, he puts them together, and that is ready to eat. Sir, muchas gracias. Boom, we have a quintessential Santiagoan. We have breakfast. It's right here, take a look. Now, this is 2 portions. To get 2 of these plus 1 drink is roughly $4. Very affordable and a quick way to get something to eat in the morning. Let's talk about this first. This is leche con plátano. It means milk with banana. We'll try it out. That's actually quite delicious. Let's take a look at it. It's still warm and toasty. The cheese has melted down a little bit. The queso is not in a sausage form. It's just a chorizo spread at this point. Let's go for it. I've never had chorizo like this. It doesn't even taste like it could be put inside a sausage. It tastes like a chorizo pate. But it's porky and filled with delicious spices. I actually really love it. This is our first course, our first experience of food in Santiago, but we have 4 more to see and they're only gonna get better. Let's keep moving. Behind me, a restaurant known as Domino, serving something that is uniquely Chilean, the completo. That is not actually it. It's that one right there. What is a completo? Now, it is a hot dog, but it's a very different hot dog than you've ever seen before, and it's something that was potentially invented in this restaurant right behind me. A standard completo typically includes a steamed or boiled hot dog served on a bun, much like in the USA. However, it is the toppings that set this bad boy apart. I'm talking sauerkraut, avocado, mayonnaise, tomatoes. Right now, we're heading inside the restaurant, and this place is really amazing. On this side, we've got juice, and then on this side, this is where all the food action is happening. Let's go see how it's made. Hola. He's like, I don't care about your video. Fair enough. I'm in the kitchen right now with Octavio. This is the head chef. This is the main guy. If you upset him, you're kind of SOL. That means shit out of luck. We've got the hot dog in the bun. First, starting out with guacamole, then mayonnaise. This right here is the sauerkraut. You think he's done, but no. We've got onions and cilantro, and finally, he's topping it with tomatoes. That is definitely complete. Gracias. Oh, he's a friendly guy. Boom, we've got our food right here. I ordered 3 because we had to keep making them because I kept missing the shots. This is the completo plus avocado. Actually, this mixture of ingredients locally at the store is known as dinamico. In English, dynamic. And it's looking dynamic as heck. When he just put the avocado on there, I'm like, you should be done. Now it's still eatable. And then he put on like 5 more layers. Cheers. Oh, what a combo. I thought it was gonna taste heavy. It's perfect. It's kind of light. It's all working together pretty well. You get a little bit of kick from the onion. You get some acid from the tomatoes. The dog is like a Chilean miner and all the rubble is on top. Is that okay? Can I say that?
It was like 8 years ago, so we're good. We can do minor jokes.
Minor jokes? And they all lived, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna do that with my team. It's a team building exercise later this year. Oh no, we're trapped in a mine. Only I know where the door is. Oh my God. It's very delicious. I'm told you can add flavor components using this right here. We've got ketchup, mustard, strong mustard, and a Chilean chile sauce. I'm told it's spicy, but that if you live in Vietnam, you're probably fine. What my nose? I don't know if we're gonna top this food experience today. When they say completo, they are not joking. This is complete and doesn't need anything else. Completo means complete, right? Yeah, I know a little bit of Spanish. So that is the completo, but we have a lot more to see. Let's keep moving. We have come to our next destination. There's so many different types of street food here, and most of them are in shopping carts, and actually most of the food is represented from many different locations other than Chile, except for this one food that's behind me. This is the sopepilla. That gets put into here. This is oil. Legally, we cannot film that going into there, but you'll have to imagine the sounds. It would be sizzling, it'd be boiling, and boom, we take it out. All right, after the sopepilla is done frying, it comes over here. Let's take a couple of these. This is gonna be the base for our dish. Over here, they have the typical things we've seen so far today: mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, chili sauce. This is probably a barbecue. But then they have a couple other sauces I've not seen before. Right here, this looks like a Japanese curry, but it's far from it. This is mustard, vinegar, and sauerkraut. Maybe some carrot too. And then this here, this is more like a Chilean spicy sauce. Uh-oh, guys, there's a mass exodus right now of food trucks. Just a moment ago, this place was full of these shopping carts. Now everyone's leaving. They're trying to get the heck out of here, probably because the police are coming in. It's technically illegal for them to have all their stuff here. Wow, her chicken is literally frying as we speak, and she's running. I've never seen anything like this. And just like that, the police are gone, and all the food carts are headed back to where they were. That is something else. That was really a wild situation. I was in the middle of making some delicious sopepillas. We've got our Chilean spicy sauce right here. I want something to calm down that spice. Right here, mayonnaise. The best part about this mayonnaise is that it's been sitting out in the sun all day. Oh, it looks like a thick frosting. Sopepillas are ready. Let's try it out. There are still carts coming back right now here, as you can see. This is something I've seen before in Vietnam and other countries too. It's kind of mind-blowing because as an American, we think of laws a little bit more black and white, I think, and there's more like the rule of law. But here, the police show up, everyone scatters, but it's not like it would be hard to catch them. I mean, they're literally boiling fried chicken in a shopping cart as they're running away. How hard would it be to catch someone like that? It doesn't seem their purpose is to catch anybody necessarily, but to deter them or make life more difficult for them. Anyways, sopepillas right here, check it out. It looks puffy, it looks crunchy, it looks pretty delicious actually. Cheers. Oh, wow, that spicy sauce is so sour and a bit spicy too. Luckily, I got some mayonnaise in there to cool me down. The sopepilla, that was fried maybe an hour ago. It's certainly not especially crunchy, but kind of pillowy and dense in the middle. Overall, I like it. I think it would be a lot better served fresh, but when you're in these conditions, when you're in this part of town, you don't always have that option. And that's why for this food right here, it costs roughly 50 cents for everything you see here. This is street food in the true sense of the word. This is also illegal street food. Next, we're going to an establishment where if you eat there, you don't go to jail. Let's check it out. We have come to our third location, but first, check out this amazing corridor this way and back this way. This is a foodie hallway of heaven. It's called Portal Fernandez Concha. I didn't realize how much this country is in love with hot dogs until coming to this massive food hallway. There are at least 10 different establishments selling hot dogs. But we've come here not for the hot dogs, but for an epic sandwich much bigger than what we had for breakfast. It includes beef. Let me show you. Take a look. You can see they have pizza, french fries, eggs, soup, steak, hot dogs, all of it made out of delicious plastic. Am I sure? Is that what you said? Is that real food or plastic food?
It is real food.
Oh my God. It's real food. I swear to God, you go to Korea, they have a company that specializes in making plastic versions of your food. I thought that's what's going on here, but no, every day they just cook up 15 dishes that have to go in the trash. So what's my point? Today we're gonna be having churrasco. This is a type of beef that goes inside a sandwich. That beautiful beef you see right there, that's gonna be sliding between my buns. Oh, wait, what the? Let's go inside and see how it works. Between my buns. All right, folks, I've broken into the kitchen. I've got Jimmy, and we are gonna be making the churrasco italiano with queso. Let's get to it. Sandwich preparations are about to begin, and it all starts with the churrasco. Hit the griddle with a little bit of oil and dump the beef on top. It is very thin layers of beef. He has to separate it out. Right here, we have the bread. He carefully slices it in half. That is a big sandwich. And those carbs hit the flat top. Thank you, Jimmy, for warming up my buns. He's handling my meat. Now it is time to place the meat on top of the bread, piece by piece, completely covering the carbohydrates below. This wouldn't ordinarily come with queso, but I'm not an ordinary guy. I like his move. He puts the queso directly on the flat top to melt and get extra gooey. That is how you put cheese on a sandwich. Just straight up melted on the griddle. Now for our toppings. First, beautiful thin layers of tomato going on top of the cheese. Top bun gets a flip. It goes on top. Now he gives it a little bit of a cut in half. Then he removes the top bun. This is next level because he's gonna be putting the guacamole. Now, if you cut it after he put the guacamole would go everywhere. And then we have this beautiful white thick mayonnaise. He tosses it back on and that is complete. Jimmy, muchas gracias. They call this the Italiano not because it has anything to do with Italian cuisine, but because of the colors of the fillings. The Italian flag, it has white like mayo, green like avocado, and red like tomato. People here, they are in love with mayo. This is a ridiculous amount of mayo, so I don't know how it's gonna work out. It's working out real good. The beef looks really lean to me. It is so tender, and then all those condiments inside just making it nice, light, soft, rich. Oh my God, at the insides, the cheese is just so stretchy. This is one of the best sandwiches I've had in a long time. It's pure deliciousness. What's unique about it is it's not guacamole, it's just straight avocado. And it's delicious, especially when you mix it with the mayo. While we're here, there is one more unique sandwich I wanted to try. This right here, it is the chacarero. First of all, a mountain of mayonnaise. Complete disregard for my health. Look at that thick layer. These are like string beans. It is quite a unique blend of ingredients. Green beans in a sandwich. Have I ever seen that before? No, I haven't. So about an inch of mayo, green beans, tomato. We have that same beef. Let's try it out. It's about what you would imagine. It is wet, cold beans on a delicious sandwich. Can I be honest? Not my favorite. It's not like it's awful or disgusting. It just feels misplaced. Every time I take another chomp, I'm wondering, why is that on there? The sandwich without it is so incredible. Why are people doing this?
Because we like our vegetables.
I'm not buying that. It's super unique. I like seeing new things. I like trying new things. But do I actually like it? Well, I like the first one a lot more. We have a couple more foods to go. Let's keep moving. We have moved on to Emporio Zunino. This place is almost 100 years old. That's older than your mom. That's really getting up there. This place is famous for one thing, the empanada. I know you think you know what an empanada looks like, but here, they're doing empanadas in a way that I have never seen before. All right, folks, right now we are walking into the kitchen to see where the magic happens, to see where these empanadas are made. Because these empanadas are not fried, they are baked in the oven right here. Take a look. We got Sandro, and then right here we have a load of empanadas. These are Pino empanadas. They're already made, they're already prepared, they're already stuffed, but now he's gonna hit them with some egg wash, please. Oh my, what an artist. He's getting them nice and doused. This is gonna make them nice and crispy on top. From here, he's gonna toss it right into the hot oven, shut the door, and that's gonna hang out for a little bit. Whoosh. Right here, we have some queso empanadas, and these are golden brown and looking delicious. Now we're back to the Pino. He takes it out. It is certainly not done, but these need to be rotated. He said it's just like rotating tires on a car. See?
See.
Right here, you can see what the Pino looks like when it's completely finished. Oh, that is a thumbnail pose right there. Every time they come out of the oven, they head over here, and then when customers order, these folks grab them and dish them out. When I think of an empanada, I think of kind of a flipped over piece of dough that's been crimped on one side like a semicircle. This does not look like that. This looks like a big piece of puff pastry, egg wash on top, and full of queso. I want to bite into it, but I also just kind of want to rip it open to see what it does. Will we get a cheese pull? Oh my gosh, yes. There's a healthy amount of cheese in here. At the same time, an unhealthy amount of cheese. That looks fantastic. Break it down. What is not to love about that? It's about what you would expect. It is dough, it is cheese. No spices, no crazy seasoning. A very straightforward food, but very delicious. Because the way they're doing it here, everybody gets one that feels like it's hot and fresh from the oven. And that's the exact way that you want to eat something like this. Oh man, delicioso?
Very good.
Very good, muy bien. Right here we have a side of peach juice, perfect to go with an empanada, or so I'm told. Cheers. Oh, that's good. So this is the first type of empanada, but they have one more called Pino. We're gonna get that next. So here we have round two, empanada Pino. This is what we saw being made in the kitchen, and it looked fantastic. The only thing is that we didn't get to see it being stuffed with different stuff, but we're gonna see it now. Oh, ho, ho. Take a look at that. Beautiful layers of dough. It's almost like a beefy gravy in there with the onions. You can see the piece of egg, and then somewhere in here hidden, there is an olive, which is slightly terrifying because I'm told the olive has an olive seed inside. This might have been a mistake, actually. You don't see anyone in here eating it like this, and there's a reason for that. Dough bite. Oh my God, it's just like a delicious stewed beef. So much onion flavor. The onions have caramelized. They're a little bit sweet. You get a little bit of that egg in there. That's just a little bonus, I guess. On the olive. See, you could dye it, or you could grow an olive tree in your body. This is so excellente, I can't believe it. And it's completely different from the first one I had. I gotta be honest, that first one, good. I like cheese and bread together, but almost no flavor. This is overwhelmingly flavorful in the best way possible. This is nothing like any empanada I've had before. The only thing empanada-y about it is that there's bread on the outside and stuffing on the inside. But in general, my mind is blown and my stomach is very happy.
So now that you've got a grip on what Chilean food actually is, I want to show you how affordable it can be.
It smells like horse food.
Next, I'll be attempting to spend over $100 on Chilean street food in one day.
There's stuff inside of here. Oh my gosh, that is a surprise.
In a challenge that seems all but impossible. So let's give it a shot.
This morning we've come to Vega Central. This market has pretty much everything as long as it concerns food. Already outside we're seeing produce, we're seeing action, we're seeing a van. Right now we're gonna head inside and see what we can find. I have found something awesome right behind me here. This little shop is selling a ton of different local fast foods. And look, a country where it's acceptable to wake up early in the morning and eat some ass. It's one of the menu items. I've never eaten ass in Chile, and I would like to try some. It looks clean, it looks like it takes care of itself. Let's hop into the kitchen and see how they make this ass. They're a little bit weirded out, but it's gonna be okay. Soon we're gonna be best friends. Hola. Hola. Right here we have Jo Alice. She is our cook, our chef for today, making up some ass. Let's get into it. This is the churrasco. It's very thinly cut beef. She's gonna hit that with a little bit of oil. She has employed the chipped beef technique, cutting little bitty pieces. She puts on some salt, a little bit more oil. So this is garlic infused vegetable oil, and it smells delicious in here. Next up, the queso. She gets a nice slice of cheese, gives it a little bit of a dip in the hot dog water, then puts it right on the griddle. This is Gouda cheese. She puts the meat inside of the bun, and then the Gouda cheese goes on next. Oh my gosh, looks like a Philly cheese dog. Muchas gracias. That ass looks amazing. Now let's talk about the name. Let's talk about the elephant ass in the room. Apparently, the owner just told us it's a typo. It's supposed to be AS. It's still pronounced us, which is still funny. Aside from the hilarity of the name, it legitimately looks super delicious. Cheers. It's really good. The bun is super soft, the meat is juicy, and you get that garlic flavor immediately when you bite into this. This, I'm curious about. Queso. We have real cheese, why not some weird chemical cheese? It's still a strange chemical cheese concoction, but it's delicious. I want to try one other thing on here. They have this spicy chili sauce. This feels very Mexican to me. Cilantro and onions. That's awesome. It's very spicy and very sour. And then the onion, it's got some kick. The cilantro is fresh. This costs $3.84. Very affordable. There are a few menu items here I've not tried before. I think I'm gonna order something else here as well because we're on a bit of a hot streak. Let's keep going. I'm back in the kitchen again, and Jo Alice is, oh, she left. Right now we're making another food. This one's called pernil.
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 Italiano.
This is not Italian food. That's all gonna make sense soon. Let's get to cooking. It all starts with this beautiful, big, gigantic Chilean bread. That gets cut in half. Oh, that's for later. The bread is called marraqueta. Now the process of making it Italian begins starting with avocado. We have green, then we have the white of the mayonnaise, and soon tomato. But first we're gonna warm that up on the griddle. This is slowly braised, soft, tender, and juicy pork. Hit it with some of that garlic oil and a little bit of salt. It's already cooked, but she's just getting it nice and hot and infusing it with that garlic oil. From here, it's going on to the bread. I think she's going for the tomatoes. Yes, this is our Italian flag, the red, the white, the green all together. She's gonna smash it down into one big beautiful sandwich, and then she cuts it in half. And that is ready to eat. Muchas gracias. We have our pernil right here. The top is nice and crunchy. Tons of sauces inside. It's gonna be very wet. And then you can see the soft pork that's been crispified on that delightfully hot griddle. It is hot back there. There's not a lot of space. You need to be a petite lady to work back there. You couldn't be this guy, for example. Far too big. I'm gonna try to pick this up. Oh, there we go. Cheers. It's so good. There's just something special about putting globs and globs of avocado and mayonnaise on everything. The pork is succulent, soft, full of pork juices. There's a hit of garlic from that garlic oil. This is just all about pure pleasure. Even if you start growing tired of the sandwich you ordered, there's just a buffet of sauces, condiments, and salsas that you can put on top of it. For example, this, they call this a green chili, even though it's looking slightly yellow. Hit a little bit on the corner. A little bit of kick, some freshness, nothing crazy spicy. It's very good. And all this for under $5. It's a pretty incredible value. And actually, it's reminding me that it's gonna be very difficult to get to $100 today if we keep eating like this. But let's see, still gonna do my best. This whole market is basically like an open air grocery store. They have a lot of produce, they have meat, they have this right here. I don't know Spanish much, but that says mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Finally, I found a country who loves mayonnaise as much as I do. Also, I'm thrilled about the amount of cold cut meats and cheeses that they have here. Chile is really famous for its produce, its fruits and vegetables, including this right here, delicious avocado. They love to put this in so many of their different street foods. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's delicious, and super affordable too. In any country, if you're trying to get a sense of what people really eat, it's best to start at the market. Because first you see the produce, the fruits and vegetables, but then you come here and you can see the different types of meat they're offering. Big, delicious, juicy cow feet. So people make a big deal about camel toes, but these cow toes are looking pretty good. Over here they have some chicken torsos. Here we have some of the offcuts of the chicken. We have gizzard, and then right next to it, chicken feet. So if you're into feet, especially animal feet, this is your place. Boom, we come to our next food right here. Like I said, there are a lot of people selling meat and deli meats, especially here, but I found another protein that I did not expect to find in this market. Right here, it's called charqui. And if you look at the picture, you may be able to discern what type of animal this is. It's horse. They dried out horse meat. That or this horse died in a desert. I'm not sure. Let's try some horse jerky. All right, he's pulling it out right now. Gracias. This is a wild texture. It just looks like fibrous. They really got all the water out of this. It smells like horse food. Like it smells like grain or something unusual. You can see the dust coming off of it, the fibers from the muscles and some of the sinew. All right, so that's one piece. Let's go for it. I don't know if this is horse or construction paper. It is so intensely dry. I'm rehydrating it with my saliva. It's not that good, if I'm honest. But what about the price? All right, right here, we have 1 kilo of charqui. They've dehydrated this so much, this was at least a pony. Y'all eat pony here? Unknown. This is $43.90. Should I buy it and count it towards our total today? I think I should. Right behind me, you'll see a lot of different interesting pickled foods and condiments. Chilean food has a lot of different influences, and one of those comes from the Germans. That's right, those are my people, famous for sausages and attempted world domination. I wasn't part of that, however. A significant wave of German immigration to Chile began in the mid-19th century. And of course, they brought with them their food, including this right here, sauerkraut. That looks very sour and very krauty. Of course, this is fermented cabbage. It's like, imagine kimchi, but with no spice. But they also have another food simply called American sauce or Americano salsa right here. It is a pickled mix of finely chopped carrots, cucumbers, and onions. This is a popular condiment, especially in Chilean sandwiches and hot dogs. And I believe yesterday when I had my hot dog that they smeared some of this inside. Oh, I can just grab it. Gracias. Here we go. Let's try it out. A little mushy, definitely sour, briny. That's about all there is to it. Why that is called American salsa? No idea. Ah, he's offering another food to me here. It looks like a jalapeno. Super sour, incredibly salty, but a delicious flavor, and it has a nice warm afterglow at the end. I like it. The pickled fun has not ended. Right here we have the green chili, which looks pretty yellow. When I was eating that sandwich earlier, I showed you that condiment. That is made from ground up this. The owner here said it is very picante. That means hot. This might be a mistake. Very pickly, lots of seeds inside. Ah, it's good, bit salty, very sour. I like this. Gracias. This guy has great hair. This guy has like movie director hair. We've come to the corner of the market where they have a little bit of a food court going on. There's about 5-6 restaurants behind me. They all have different menus and they're all hawking. So let's see what we can find. There will definitely be some unique Chilean food here. Right now I'm in the kitchen with Cesar. He is our chef today and he's making 2 different dishes. The first one features cow stomach, tripe, or in Spanish, tripe. So he's throwing a bit of water and a bit of thinly sliced tripe. This is a vegetable salsa, some milk cream. This is hard to explain. I've never seen a dish like this before. It's kind of like a cow stomach pie. Not a direct translation translation. That's what it looks like to me. He hits it with a little bit of salt, some MSG. Right here we have bread and cheese going in next. What a curious pairing of ingredients. He pours all that into a hot clay pot, and he's gonna cover that with more Gouda cheese, and that's the same cheese that we had this morning on top of my ass. And then finally, even more pieces of tripe, and then some herbs on top of that. So he covers it up so it can all melt inside. Right now we're making two dishes at the same time. One is that cow stomach pie. The other is kind of like a loaded Chilean fries. It's called chorriana. It looks like the perfect drunk food. Sadly, I'm not drunk, but I could be. He starts with some oil in a skillet, and then we want a couple of fried eggs. Oh my God, these are deep fried eggs. Then the churrasco beef goes into a skillet. This is the beef that we had earlier inside of our ass. And then some little wieners join the meat party. He's gonna hit that meat with a little bit of salt. This is looking good. He puts in some onions, hit that with a little bit of vinegar, hit that with some Gatorade. Oh wait, what? Hit that with some soy sauce, not Gatorade. Some oregano, then some beef stock. That is done. Now it's time for the assembly. Step one, a foundation of French fries go on the plate. I need one of those for research purposes. That's good. And another generous scoop of churrasco and sausagito. Oofta, look at that. Finally, the greasiest, oiliest eggs I've ever seen in my life. Uh-oh. Looks like these eggs forgot to wear a bra today. He's satisfied with the progress. He's gonna bring that over down here. All right, he just lit it on fire, and take a look at that presentation. A flaming clay pot full of stomach and cheese. Love it. Boom, food court food. This here, what is going on? This is like generations and generations put into a bowl. We'll come back to that soon. This, it's beautiful. He did not overdo it when it comes to the yolks, because you wanna capture this moment right here. A cascading waterfall of delicious yolk. Take a look at that bite. This is like classic drunk food, but this is Chile. People don't really like drinking here. Psych, they do. That's stunning and delicious. What a medley of flavors that he put in there. I only got a couple of the dogs on that one. It's smoky. It's a classic dog. I need a bite that has a little bit of everything. We have French fries, we have meat, we've got dog, we've got egg. Cheers. This is simply delicious. Oh, and look, they're all filming me. Oh, not them, that one. So that is that food. Well, let's talk about this food right here. This is called chupe de guatita. It smells pretty gamey, but I don't mind. We've got some of that Gouda cheese, some of the cow stomach. There is mashed up bread that they put inside. Stomach, it's a little bit gamey, but the texture is very nice. It's like a squid, so it's a little bit chewy. When you get under this cheese, this is that super saturated bread. They've taken old dried bread and then they soak it in milk to rehydrate it, make it softer, and make it quite rich and creamy too. Cheers. It's smoky, it's surprisingly creamy, very cheesy. This is the kind of stuff I want to try when I come to a new country. From here, we're gonna head to a different market. This market is more known for produce, for meat. It's kind of like a big open air grocery store. But the next place we're going has tons of food. Let's go check it out. So right now we are leaving one market and going directly across the street to La Vega Chica. This is another market, but they're a little bit different. I'm told this one has more food. Oh yes, lots of restaurants here. We have wandered into the other market. Now here they don't have as much grocery stuff, as much produce or meat, but they have a ton of restaurants and they have this, what my good friend Ora would call fish. Take a look at these fish. We have hard fish, small fish, fish with big teeth, and then this is a fish with a beak, also known as an octopus. I always talk about the octopus beak. Now you can actually see it's like a little parrot. It's terrifying, but the muscle around the beak, it's one of the most delicious parts of the octopus. Are we gonna get it right now? No, but I just wanted to show you that I liked it. Right here they have something very special, a traditional dish known in English as the corn cake. Now these are already cooked. They're in little tins. It's made with corn. You can see a green olive in the center, like a cherry on top. This is the woman in charge right here. So she is saying these brown speckled parts on top, it's made with brown sugar.
Azúcar rubia para que se dore, porque si tú no le echas esa azúcar, no quedan dorados los pasteles, no se doran. No se dora.
She could say anything right now and I would have no idea.
Con los ojos azules.
She's actually making fun of you.
Oh, okay. You know what? I deserve it. So we've got our corn cakes here. Let's order one, sit down, and try it out. Oh, muchas gracias. Wow, take a look at that, guys. This is different from the ones we just saw. You can see it's more puffed up. It's almost wet in some areas. It looks like someone smushed the olive down to make sure it would stay in there. Now, here's my thing. I'm not that much into any kind of bready corn thing. American cornbread, it can be quite dry. The only way to make it not dry is by dumping half a gallon of butter into it. So this may not be my favorite. Let's just start with the top. We got a big steamy piece right here. Give it a shot. That tastes like canned cream corn turned into a bread. It's not dry at all. On the outside, it's developed a bit of a shell. It has a little bit more of a dense texture. Then on the inside, it's wet and soupy. That being said, there's stuff inside of here. Let me try to pull this out. What is going on here? What? This is like a chicken. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is a surprise. It's like a Happy Meal. You never know what you're gonna get inside. Let's try it out. Braised for days, super soft, succulent, juicy chicken. That's nice. Let's look at what else is in here. Beef, onion, juices, flavor. All this is the good stuff. You mix that up with a little bit of the cake on the outside, and that is a bite made in heaven. I gotta say, this is on my must-try list. It is very good. I have enough stomach left for one more location. There are some more iconic foods I want to try in this episode, and we're getting even closer to $100. Let's move. Boom, we have come to our final location here, right behind me in this kitchen. They hold the secret to one of the best soups in this city, but the only way to get in is through a secret passageway. Are you ready? Listo. Every time you want to go into the kitchen, you have to move the kitchen. Hola. The reason we've come into this cocina, a little bit of Spanish there, is to try something called caldo de pata. This is a special soup made out of a special body part on the pig. I'm talking about the cankles. Right here, we can see a big, beautiful portion already stewing. That looks like a rich, creamy, delicious broth. That big old piece of pork hock is going into our bowl, along with some of this creamy broth. Oh my gosh, that looks delicious. Please, stop filling it. Right here, we have our tamale. That is the whole preparation. You unwrap it. I am ready to leave the kitchen. Here I go. The seas are parting for me, and the door swings closed again for eternity. All right, folks, we have a big grand finale right here, because after this, I cannot eat anymore. Also, we have this kid right here. It's the fastest way to make kids leave. Just give them unwanted attention. This is the humita. Many countries have some version of a tamale. It's essentially some kind of a carbohydrate wrapped in some kind of a leaf. Here, it's corn wrapped in a corn husk and boiled. Kind of gloopy. It tastes a little bit like cream corn. I kind of like it. It tastes like a bunch of other seasonings too, but there are a few different ways you can eat this. One of them is with this azúcar, or sugar. Sorry, I speak a little Spanish. Hit it with a little bit of sugar, grab a corny bite. It's bringing out some of the natural sweetness of the corn. What's unusual though, is you can also have it with tomato and onions. We have tomato, we have corn. Hit it with a little bit of onion. Cheers. Oh, yeah, do. From here, we have our final food, caldo de pata. This is a beautiful bite. Nice, soft tendon. And this has been cooked so long, it's gooey. All right, let's try it out. 10 out of 10. It's beyond gelatinous. Let's try some of this broth. Oh, creamy, savory, slightly porky. It's just full of collagen. Guys, bros, husbands, do you have a wife or a girlfriend who every night drinks a little bottle of collagen? It's a waste of money. Feed this to her every night. So from here, we're gonna go outside, contabulate everything, and see if we in fact spent over $100 on street food. Did I accomplish my goal? No. I spent around $83.
Well, I tried to eat $100 worth of food, and I failed. But what if I replaced street food with seafood?
Oh my God, I've never seen a crab so full of eggs in my life.
And what if I ate some of the most extreme, most questionable oceanic oddities this country has to offer?
Oh God, I shouldn't be touching it.
Next, my challenge will be to take on Chilean seafood and live to talk about it.
Let me explain. We all love seafood. The danger occurs when the seafood is taken off of ice and held at room temperatures for long periods of time. This often can happen with seafood that is served on the street. Last time when I was in Peru, not so far from Chile, I had some sidewalk ceviche and then food poisoning. I lost 5 pounds. So did I learn my lesson from Peru to stop eating seafood on the sidewalks? Absolutely not. Today I'm at it again. We've come here, Mercado Central. Inside they've got a fish market and they have tons of restaurants serving seafood. My body is a test subject and it is here for your entertainment. Let's go inside and see what happens. Surely everything will be fine, right? Boom, we've come to the part where the fish are before they cook them. This is where all the people from these restaurants, they come here, they get their fresh fish, they take it back to the restaurant, they cook it up. Our goal right now is to look for the most unique, interesting seafood that stands out. Let's go for it.
Chile is renowned for its diverse seafood, but let's dive into something truly unique.
All right, I've been invited over here with this gentleman. This is Rono, he's a fish seller. Come here and take a look at that.
This marine invertebrate resembles red squishy organs inside a rock. Here they call it puré, prized for its salty, slightly bitter taste. It's also known as the poor man's Viagra.
So I am told that these are actually the gonads of certain type of shellfish, basically rock balls. Comer? Sí. ¿Puedo comer? Sí. Esto puedo comer? Yeah. Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, okay. Well, he seems to like it. I guess that's good enough. Okay, thanks. Bye.
That's all.
All right.
Hombre, hombre. Oh, yeah. Eso.
It tastes a little bit like mussels, but very raw. Whenever guys do this after eating food, yeah, it means stamina in the bedroom. All right, muchas gracias. We have found another interesting, actually a quite bizarre food here. It's called picoroco. What's wild about it is it looks like a series of rocks or coral, and then inside there's like a claw sticking out. Okay, what the fuck is that?
If you Google picoroco, you'll discover macabre videos of these living rocks with what looks like alien life forms that have burrowed inside them. By the end of this video, I'm gonna learn how people eat these and find out if they're worth the risk.
Oh, and it just peed on me. This is very disturbing. I want to eat it now. Hopefully we can find this being served in one of the restaurants. I'm hoping that this could be the last thing we eat today, and maybe it's the last thing I'll ever eat. Picoroco. All right, guys, we've come into our first kitchen right now. This lady, she is a maestro in the kitchen, and she knows exactly what she's doing. I've ordered food, but first, a drink. I've caught her in the middle of the process of making this special drink. As she's making it, she's calling it
Viagra Marino.
Viagra. You know, that might be Spanish for Viagra. You know what that does? Let's see how it's made. A lot of pieces of the ocean cut into a glass. I saw some shrimp going in there already. This is the rock balls we had already just a moment ago. This is a puree juice. Right here we have some mussels going in next. Oh my God, look at the glasses. They're just big, murky, and brown. It looks like brackish water. Oh, she's not done. There's more ingredients. This is garlic and olive oil. Surely that doesn't, okay, it does. Yep, that just goes right into the drink. This is the most insane drink I've ever seen in my life. I gotta, if I'm being honest and speaking from the heart, it looks a little bit disgusting. But I'm gonna try it, why not? So I'm gonna order this, I'm gonna get one more food. Let's try them both out. All right, folks, this is my first meal of the day, actually. And this is gonna be my first drink of the day. I have never seen anything so wild. I almost rather I didn't see this get made in the kitchen. I'm not expecting anything good, I'm just doing it. Oh my God, it's so much liquid, and it's pretty briny liquid. It's like putting lip balm on every time I take a sip. I'm gonna get in there with this one. All right, time to take a bite. The Viagra won't work unless you have it all. It's weird, no happy ending here. This is brilliant marketing. This is how you get guys to eat anything. You know what that grandma told me? She said, careful not to tip over the table after you drink this. That's hilarious. So that, it's fantastic. And I'm gonna save it for later because I don't wanna tip over the table or have any other mishaps. Have you ever had this sober?
I've never been sober.
Okay, let's talk about this food. This is called chupe. We tried a version of this in our last video. That was chupe with cow stomach. Now it's filled with every one of Ariel's friends under the sea. The chupe, it all starts with cream. These are shellfish gonads. These seem like they go in everything. Mix the gonads with the cream. Minced mussels head into the bowl. Right here we have some raw clams. And that also joins our other ingredients. Next we have some camarones. Boom, that comes over here. Light up the stove, butter joins the clay pot, then some olive oil with garlic and a little bit of salt. This is gonna be very rich. So far this is looking a lot better than the Viagra. I have to say, it's looking more appetizing. Next up, she has a Chilean bread that she's mixing with milk. Now that combination of bread and milk is heading inside of our pot. She's mixing it, rotating it, making sure everything cooks all the way through. And she's gonna layer the cheese on top. Oh my gosh, a thick fortress, an impenetrable layer of delicious cheese. Oh, I guess she did penetrate it, never mind. Oh, she decorates the top with a few camarones, some more of those gonads on top, some mussels as the centerpiece. This is why it's important to go into the kitchen, because if you just saw the top of this and just saw a slick of cheese, you'd be like, what's the big deal? It has everything inside, including that bread with the milk. You have to see it being made to fully comprehend what this dish is. There's a thick layer of cheese on top. That's my favorite part. Now, hot seafood is kind of my thing. I prefer to eat my seafood, not drink it. Okay, the Gouda is very thick. I mean, it's super cheesy. It's a strange combination of cheese and seafood. I like it. There are some bouncy bits, some briny bits. As you're eating it, it's a bit confusing trying to figure out what you're actually chewing on, because they have some of those gonads in there, some mussels, some shrimp, a little bit of everything in there. So this is our first course right here. This is one heck of a way to start the day. There is a lot more seafood here though. Also, the goal by the end of today is to try the pico locos, the little hand coming out of the rock. The smell of it's still on my hand, and it smells like manure. Chile is known for its dynamic seafood scene. They have the Chilean sea bass. I'm very excited to see what a Chilean sea bass looks like. Oh, I've asked over here. Come, take a look at this. I had no idea. I thought they would look more like a largemouth bass in Minnesota. That's big. Locally, this is called corvina. Now, you'll notice one thing when you come to this market. All the fish are dead. It's a big departure from Asia. They love the seafood to be alive, swimming, still staring at them. This is certainly not alive at all. Right here, crabs. Oh my God, I've never seen a crab so full of eggs in my life. I'm not sure what the practices are around sustainable crabbing, but it seems like if one of them has 1,000,000 eggs, you should probably throw it back in the water. At least throw the eggs back in the water. Hey kids, we're taking your mother, but do your best. And we have come to our second location right here. Take a look, Paellas Blanca. That is a restaurant opening, and that's more raw fish over there. I love it. It's like right next to each other. So here, let's take a look at what they've got. They have another Viagra type drink. I'm good. But they also have shellfish cooked with Parmesan cheese on top. And then they have my South American arch nemesis, El Ceviche. Last time Peru got the best of me, but I was on a sidewalk. Now I'm at least 10 steps from the sidewalk. I should be fine. Oh, you missed? You gotta get it all the way to the front, man.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want your hair. Yeah, we don't want any of that hair getting in the food. Guys, we finally found our way to the kitchen. Right now I'm here with Steven. So right now we're making ceviche, and it starts with the base, a very fragrant sauce. Let's get into it. Right here's the blender. Inside it's gonna get a little bit of lemon juice, and all our vegetables and seasonings are going inside, including green pepper, onion, chili, garlic, and ginger. Now some cilantro. Oh, what? From here, some fish went inside. And then ice? Is this a smoothie? Now he's putting in some cream. I don't know if I'm getting ceviche or a raw fish smoothie. This is very confusing. So we got a little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning joining the pot, then some pepper. Turn that on, covering it with his hand. Very nice. Right here, he's poured out some white fish. The fish is, in fact, raw. He takes that sauce, he pours that on top. He's gonna grab some purple onion, hit it with a little bit of cilantro, cut some green pepper, toss that on top. Well, it's starting to look really pretty now. That is Steven, and right there is his ceviche. All right, guys, we are making our second dish in the kitchen. This is called machas. It's a type of shellfish. This is crema being poured for our next dish. Right here we have some white wine. Ooh, in a box, my favorite. Next we have some butter going inside, and right here the cheese. Creamy mixture goes inside first. Then he puts a generous portion of mozzarella cheese onto each one. From here that goes on top of the stove. He's gonna fire that up, and in no time these guys are gonna start melting. He puts a lid on top so it'll melt faster, and we are gonna see that at the table. Goodbye. Okay, we have our second course right here. This is my seafood redemption tour with the ceviche. I'm not gonna start with that. Let's talk about this. And these are machas a la mozzarella. I'm gonna pick one of these up. They cooled down a bit, but the shell is still quite warm. And you can see that little muscle inside has cooked down. Cheers. Oh, that's really good. The clam is surprisingly meaty. It's small, it's shrunk up a bit, but it has a nice firm texture to it. Oh man, it tastes a little bit like ham. This is my favorite combination of seafood and cheese ever. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. But then we have this. Now, first of all, he made this kind of a paste in a blender, and in that base sauce, there was fish. So there's already raw fish in that sauce. This is certainly raw, you can see, because it's like translucent. My only issue, it's a very tiny issue, is that this was sitting in a pan with no ice or anything. It was just sitting there. Since what time? I don't know. Would I eat this ordinarily if I wasn't making this video right now? No, I wouldn't. But you gotta live. Life is for the living, so let's die. I don't know what my point is. Let's eat some raw ceviche. Worst case scenario, I lose a little weight and I look hot like Josh Hartnett. Cheers. Delicious, sour, aromatic. Even there's some interesting flavor profile notes coming from the celery that's been blended up in there, and the coriander is super fresh. Big, soft, fleshy chunks, very flavorful, nice crispy bits of onion in there to break up the texture. It is absolutely delicious. Last time it was also delicious, and so I ate the whole thing. I love it. For me, this is a 10 out of 10 meal if I don't die. Tomorrow, I'm gonna let you know if I made it. My favorite thing about this place is if you look up here, this sign, it says El Delfín Dorado, the golden dolphin. But where is the dolphin? That's what I want to know. Hola. ¿Dónde delfín? The dolphin meat.
No, solo el nombre local.
Ah, no dolphin. I have eaten dolphin. It was in the Faroe Islands. It was legal. I had it with a friend. That's why it's okay. No dolphin here. Good. Another food that I've not seen before, at least this species. It's a species of abalone. Come and take a look. They're pretty funky looking. You can see they've already ripped it off of the shell, but this is beautiful, thick, dense meat. Also, these are called locos, which also means crazy. All right, folks, we've come to our third location right here. It's called Pailas Marisol. First of all, they have some nice looking fried fish. That's probably my favorite way to have fish, is to have it fried. So I'm gonna be trying that, plus one other dish that's a little bit strange. This is kind of like a sea urchin soup. We're gonna go in the kitchen and see how they fry this fish. This is the owner right here. Hola.
Hola.
Can I come in?
Sí.
Sí. Here is the door. We are headed into the kitchen. Hola. Hello, everybody. Oh, tight squeeze. Hola. Hola. I believe the process has begun already with some eggs going into a stainless steel bowl that gets a dollop of salt and pepper and garlic paste. Oh man, she uses her fingers as a whisk. So right here we have our conger eel. She rubs it down with some garlic paste, hits it with some salt and pepper. Oh wow, now all of that gets dunked into the egg wash, and then from the egg wash it's going right here into the flour. She makes sure everything is nicely coated all the way. One by one these are gonna drop into the fryer. That is where it's gonna become nice and crispy. The papas have come out of the fryer. Hit the plate with some French fries. So right now she's checking on that fish. She's taking it out right now, draining the oil. That looks crispy as heck. The fish is finished. We're gonna get one more dish. We will see that one at the table. It's a little bit chaotic in here. We better leave. This is a sea urchin soup, essentially. It feels cold, it looks cold. It looks like there's some onion and cilantro on top. Now, it's not always my favorite food, but let's try it out. If you didn't know, this is the gonads of the sea urchin. We've eaten it many times on the show before. I like it to varying degrees depending on where I am. Wow, it's not even overpowering. I thought it'd be like too creamy and too fatty and too intense. It's a nice balanced flavor. It's pretty dang good. I love gonads. Meanwhile, contrasting this dish, we just have straight up fried fish. Look at that, that's just like a big old fish steak. It's cooled down slightly so I can actually touch it. It's really everything you want in a piece of fried fish. And to accompany it, right here, they have the most delicious garlic mayonnaise. Let's toss it back. It's delicious. Perfectly seasoned, nice little crispy on the outside. And then when you mix it with the mayonnaise, it just ties everything together. It's garlicky, it's creamy. This is a nice piece of fish. This is our second to the last meal. From here, I'm gonna venture back into the market because I wanna buy some of those crazy picoracos. What?
Picorocos.
Picorocos. Oh, hello again. Oh, mi amigo. Oh, yeah. Never shake hands for the fish guy. Never. Picoroco. It's only 2,000 per kilogram, which seems like a great deal. That's only $1 a pound until you realize it's like a bowling ball every time you pick it up. Look at this. Oh, God, I shouldn't be touching it. Sorry, I feel bad. I keep gagging, and then the locals are like, hey, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's great.
Picoroco, also known as the Chilean barnacle, is a type of sea barnacle found along the rocky shores of Chile. It resembles a large shell with a thick, dark exterior and can grow up to several inches in size. In the ocean, it attaches itself firmly to rocks, where it filters seawater to feed on plankton and other organic particles.
What we're gonna do from here, though, is buy a bunch of these. We're gonna head to a kitchen, and they're gonna show us how this actually becomes food instead of a big, smelly rock. Let's go find out. All right, we have come to our final restaurant. Behind me right now, El Galeon. They have a rotating refrigerator full of king crabs. Yes, those Chilean king crabs look amazing. Am I gonna order one? No, I'd rather eat rocks that smell like poop. Our barnacles are being taken out of the plastic bag, and the first thing they're gonna do is get a nice washing. I really like to imagine that he's interrogating these, and each time he puts water in their hole, they're like, oh, where is she? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a Cleaning is complete. And one by one, these are gonna be dropped into this hot boiling pot of water. And hit that with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Just kidding, that's pepper. And a little bit of salt. Right here, we've got some white wine. He puts in some garlic cloves and some bay leaves, and then a little bit of cumin. In 20 minutes, we're gonna come back to this and then continue to the next step. Boiling is complete. It's time to take it away. Now he's gonna crack open these stones, and then he extracts it. Oh my God, that's what's in there? That right there is what was hiding within this big cup of coral. From here, he throws it on top of another flame and he cranks it up. All right, that's bubbling hot. Let's take it to the table. Here, clearly, they really know what they're doing. From boiling it to taking it apart to cooking it in this fashion. Now, my only issue is that I don't actually know how to eat it. Okay, I'm gonna try picking up a piece. So there's two parts. There's this fleshy back part, but then there's weird, I don't know, it's somewhere between a mouth and a claw. This fleshy bit, I believe, is what we're gonna be eating. It feels soft, tender, like very fragile. Let's go for it. interesting. How do I describe this? Waterlogged, and I think that's because they cooked it twice. In doing so, I think a lot of the natural juices flow out of it. It's slightly sweet. It's got a little bit of that crabby flavor. Overall, the texture, interesting, unique. The flavor, it's not popping, but they brought this. This is what they're calling salsa verde. This is onion with cilantro, probably some olive oil, maybe some lime. I'm gonna hit this together with the seafood, and that looks fantastic. Cheers. Ooh, that one was a little bit gritty. I think we gotta boil it longer next time. This is a wildly unique seafood. Overall, it's a pleasant surprise. I'm certainly not repulsed. It's not difficult to eat. It's nothing challenging. It's even somewhat pleasing. I've never seen anything like it, and honestly, I hope I never do again.
All the seafood we've tried so far not only ended up being tasty, but it was really affordable. But what happens when we aim to try the most expensive sea creatures we can find in this country?
This is brutal body armor. You could really hurt yourself on this.
Soon I'll sample a crustacean that costs over $160. But first, let's start with something more affordable, then work our way up.
Boom! We've come to our first location right behind me, El Galeon. You might remember or recognize this place, but today we've come back to try something else. This place is wide-ranging. They have everything from very expensive giant king crab to very humble, delicious, and affordable empanadas. Right now I'm in the kitchen with Antonio, and he's about to make 5 of these empanadas. Let's do it. Step 1, take the ajo, also known as garlic. That goes on top of the shrimp. Then the oregano, a little bit of salt. This is cumin. That also goes on the shrimp. Give it a little bit of a mix. This right here is our filling, and it's already looking amazing. Right here we have our wheat wrapper. He takes a big dollop of shrimp and puts that right inside. After the shrimp, he puts on a load of Parmesan cheese. Antonio takes a little bit of agua, Spanish for water. He hits it on the edge. He folds it over, lets each end kiss, and then he pushes all the air out. The final touch, a crimping wheel to give the empanada its signature look. Right here, the empanadas are ready to be put in the fryer. One by one, he drops them in. So these are gonna stay in here frying in that oil for 2 to 3 minutes. How does the empanada fit into the daily lifestyle of people here in Santiago?
The empanada is quite known in Chile, and it's a very traditional dish. But many people order like an appetizer. It's not like a full dish when you come here. It's more like something to start with.
All right, folks, we have our first meal of the day right here. These look gorgeous. Now, a normal person would probably eat it from here, but what I want to do is just break it open from that middle part. Oh my gosh, that was not a mistake. Look at that oozy Parmesan cheese and just a fat piece of camarones sitting right there. Let's try it out. Oh no, look how juicy it is. It's dripping. Inside is stuffed with big bouncy shrimp. There's a ton of garlic flavor, and then that Parmesan cheese is nice and sharp and adds a lot of personality to the flavor. I'm a big fan. I've been told that no matter how delicious this is, there's one more component that I can be adding and that I should be adding. This right here is known as pebre. This is like a Chilean salsa. I'm gonna put that inside. Oh, let's go for it. For a moment, my brain said that's too much. Absolutely not. It's fresh, aromatic, acidy, and hot. Whew. It really cuts through the rich flavors of the empanada. That is a good way to start the day.
This is today's most affordable location by far, but by the end of today, we'll be trying a seafood that costs over $100. But first, a much more medium-priced location, serving up 2 unusual Chilean seafood dishes. First, one of the longest species of eel in the world, and the infamous Chilean abalone.
We have come to our second location, and this place is wild. It's called Ocean Pacific's restaurant, and it is huge, and they have some very unique food here. This is a family restaurant with a striking atmosphere inspired by the sea and navigation. You may notice as we walk around that they fully commit to that theme. It doesn't get more nautical than here unless you are actually on a ship. Beyond that, it is vast. They have everything. Aside from dining areas in the kitchen, they also have a pool where the live fish are. Right now, we're about to head to the pool, and they've given me what looks like a Halloween costume. Today, I'm gonna be the gold guard. Now, this is a suit that we have to put on before we go to the pool. It's a lot of radiation in there. That's not true either. All right, let's get dressed. Let's go look at some fish. So right right here we have the pool. Now I get it. I thought it was gonna be a pond or something. It's not really an aquarium. I guess it is a pool.
That's Peter.
Take a look. They have a spiny lobster that they've named.
Hopefully just Peter gets his hands in.
Oh, his name is Peter, not the lobster? It looks like we stumbled upon some giant tuna steaks being prepared right here, sliced one by one. These look incredible. So right here, we're gonna see the eel that we're gonna be trying later today. Let's see it, Pedro. Oh, wow. This is a big conger eel.
The giant Chilean conger eel can grow up to 6 feet in length and weigh over 80 pounds. And their lifespan is nuts, with some of them living over 30 years. Soon, Ursula's henchmen here will be chopped up and cooked inside a Chilean dish known as fisherman's stew. But first, an appetizer, the Chilean abalone. And in Chile, they do abalone unlike anywhere else.
There we go. This is the Chilean abalone. You won't find this anywhere in the world.
It does look quite different from some of the other abalones I've seen. It's got a hard protective part. I think they call that the heel. The other day, we went to a big fish market. Most of the fish markets or seafood markets in Asia, you'll see abalone, but they will be alive and they'll have the shell intact. But at that market, they had already kind of scooped them all out of the shell. Why is that?
This product, given the fact that it's exclusively here, it's heavily regulated. So we're forced into another kind of processing.
Simply put, because of strict Chilean regulations, these abalone must be cooked at a special facility before ever arriving at the restaurant.
So this one here can't even be eaten here. This is essentially a pet.
This is her pet.
Oh, that's interesting.
So how do you make a dish from a seafood that's already been boiled? Well, let's find out. Start by cutting the already cooked abalone into slices. To create the foundation for the abalone, a delightful mixture of mayo and diced potato cubes are molded into a circle. The final step, plating. The abalone is elegantly positioned atop the base. Then more of Chile's favorite condiment, mayonnaise. A sprinkling of beet slices, beet sauce for a little bit of color, and a drizzle of olive oil to seal the deal.
The abalone here is actually a little bit more expensive, and this is what we're gonna be starting with. I wanna have just the pure abalone. Now that is a big, cold, thick, dense piece of seafood right there. Cheers. Almost tastes a little bit like sausages. Why does it taste like that? It's hard to pin down exactly how to describe this flavor. In the meantime, I'm gonna pin down some of this potato and mayonnaise mixture. Oh. It's a Chilean potato salad with micro-cubed potatoes. It's delicious. Also, I need to try some of this pink stuff. Oh, it tastes kind of like a pickled beet. I like it. Okay, from here, I want to grab another thick slice of this abalone and just apply directly some of this mayonnaise on top. And that is the perfect bite. Cheers. Very rich, creamy. The abalone has a cold, dense texture to it, and it tastes a little bit like sausages. What does this taste like to you? Or maybe that, oh. It tastes a lot like cooked tuna, or even slightly like the essence of a canned tuna, which makes sense then why it would taste so good with mayo. I've never had abalone that tastes anything like this. It is a completely unique and different type of flavor.
Now we're heading back to the kitchen to see how they make that fisherman's stew chock full of conger eel.
So right here we have our core ingredients, potatoes. This is a mixture of carrots, onions, bell peppers, and tomato. And then right here we have a fish stock made from that conger eel. Or I guess it's a eel stock? Our chef is here, he's about to take it away. Boom, this whole mixture goes inside of our clay pot and then in with that fish stock. Right here, this is all of our flavor already. Hit that clay pot with a little bit of potato. Right here we have the eel chef. She's carefully just taking off the pieces of meat. It's just pure protein, no bones. A quick handoff to this chef, and then that goes deep into our clay pot. Actually, it looks so much like kimchi jjigae, but I'm guessing it will taste nothing like that. This just needs about 7 to 10 minutes to cook all the way through. Then they're gonna bring it to our table. I wanna say a huge thank you to Roberto for preparing our food today. Sir, gracias. I love the amount of cooking that goes on here in these stone bowls because your food just stays hot forever. I'm gonna start by sampling a little bit of this broth. It tastes like a combination of a delicious vegetable stock and seafood stock. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's thick, it's heartwarming, it's super delicious. This is a big part of that eel. When most Americans hear eel, they think, ew, gross, no thanks. But in fact, eel's quite delicious and it's eaten all over the world in many different manifestations. Shut the robot up. There's a loud robot serving people behind me. Oh, there it is. All right, let's try this conger eel. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fish guy in general, but this is probably my new favorite fish. It just has a lot of body, it's got a great bite to it, but it's not too flaky, it's not mushy whatsoever. clean, delicious. Beyond that, when you come to this restaurant, it's more than just a dining experience. It's like being immersed in a different world. It's like getting to eat at a museum, which I have done, but then I was escorted out. So that is our second location and our middleist price. But from here, we're going to the most expensive seafood of the day, and we're trying a sea creature I've never had before. It is the king crab of the south. Let's go check it out. We have come to our third and final location here. Everything before this moment has been filler, because all I really wanted to do in Chile is to experience the king crab. The king crab, it's available in many different places. Even at the market this morning, you can get it there. But we've come here to Aquí Está Coco. This is a high-end, beautiful restaurant, also with a nautical theme, but not so violent. This is a more laid-back nautical theme. But first, let's talk about that Chilean king crab. This crab is known for its attractive appearance with snow-white meat, a bright red shell, and a scarlet red membrane. It's praised for its delicate and sweet flavor. In a moment, we're gonna head into the kitchen and check out the biggest crab they have. But first, let's talk to Francisca. I have so many questions. First of all, what is so special about this king crab?
You will have to try that. I am not going to say too much, but for me, it's the freshness of the meat. And you will see also the meat is very white and smooth in your mouth, and it's very delicate in flavor.
This being the most expensive seafood we will try today. Part of what dictates the price is how big the king crab gets. What is the biggest king crab you think you might have today?
It's around 2 kilos, and it's good to share with your family, friends.
Sadly, none of my family or friends are here today. Right here, this is our king crab coming in at 1.8 kilograms. I noticed a couple differences from the Alaskan king crab. In general, it seems slightly more petite. This is more of like a runway model type of crab. Also super spiky. These could be used for giving old-fashioned tattoos. Now keep in mind, this has already been par cooked and they're gonna steam it the rest of the way now. All right, we have our pot right here. The crab is going now, descending into the hot steaming pot of water. And we'll say hello to that guy soon. Let's talk about the preparation. In the US, we like it hot, but if you go somewhere like Vietnam, they have it steamed, but then maybe they'll put like salted egg sauce on it. Then meanwhile, you go to Spain and maybe it's just completely chilled. So what's the most popular for Chilean people?
Cold but warm at the same time. So what do I mean? It's like you receive the king crab, it's a little warm, but you put lemon and maybe some mayonnaise in the side and no other sauce.
I love mayonnaise, and most of my food tour in Santiago has truly been a mayonnaise tour.
Yeah, see?
Why do they like mayonnaise so much here?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Today I'm getting the hot king crab. I'm about to head to the kitchen and see how they prepare it. 15 minutes has passed and we're headed back into the kitchen to take this crab out of the pot. Whoosh. Hey, little guy. From here, he grabs it and he puts it on the ice. Oh no, some appendages fell off. So they have a special way of taking it apart. They don't just hand you a whole crab on your table. We're gonna see exactly how the processing works now. Right here we got Gatti. Step one, Gatti's gonna take all these legs off at once. This crab is now an amputee. Oh, he rips his skull off. So heavy metal. Boom, head goes on the side. And now he's taking it leg by leg and slitting each leg open. Right here, we're getting our first look at that beautiful meat on the inside, reddish orange. It looks absolutely stunning. And that gets set on top of the lettuce here. So right now, all this delicious hip meat is being quickly removed and put inside the cranium of this crab. Even the little pinky toes of the crab, all of that meat is getting put inside of the head right here. Alas, it is time to crown our crab platter with a head full of crab meat. It looks stunning. All right, folks, we have our final meal right here. For this platter, and all you see is $163. Certainly not cheap, but I do think it's a good value for all that you're getting here. As far as presentation goes, I think it's beautiful. Just the head is so completely full of meat. And then they've just got big old thighs. This is brutal body armor. You could really hurt yourself on this. I'm gonna open her up. Okay. Okay. Oh God, why is nothing go as planned on this show? And you can see those fatty bits on the inside. It's cooled down quite a bit, but it looks delicious. It smells delicious. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, that's way better than the mock crab I grew up with from the grocery store. It is a more gentle flavor. It's sweet, it's very soft, it's tender, it's real nice. So they have different things that you can dip this into, starting with melted butter and garlic. Oh God, get it deep in there. Oh my gosh, it's just dripping garlic buttery goodness. Cheers. Oh wow. It's so rich, it's delicious, it's garlicky. This is pure mouth pleasure right here. Give the wife a little bit of a bite. We tried the garlic butter, we know that's delicious already. But what about having crab with mayonnaise? We are in Santiago after all, and this is the national condiment. I assume, do countries have national condiments? See, in Vietnam it'd be fish sauce. What would it be in Minnesota? ranch. It would be ranch. We're gonna take some of the mayo, and for many of you watching, this is gonna be sacrilegious, but we're gonna make a meat salad from crab and mayo. I'm getting more mayo. Oh, yes. There are no rules, guys. You can do whatever you want. I've been told to also put some of the citrus on here. We have some limon. This is the ultimate crab salad. Cheers. It's amazing. The mayonnaise offers a creamy binding element, tying it all together. There's a little bit of fresh sourness coming from the citrus here. There's some seeds offering some choking hazards. And they even offered me this. I believe they called it American sauce at first. It is ketchup and mayo. That's right, I'm putting a little bit of ketchup on my $163 king crab. Cheers. I did ruin it though. Sorry, I actually ruined it. Overall, this meal was incredible. She said this is for 3 to 4 people, but for someone like me, this is for 1.5 people. Luckily, my wife is a half a person.
So, from street food to seafood, from the super cheap to the super expensive, you can see that Santiago has a ton to offer hungry travelers. Next time you visit, give these foods a try and let me know downstairs in the comments which one you like best.
Before we go, I have to say a huge thank you to Locofy. Locofy offers customized private walking tours led by over 5,000 passionate locals in more than 300 cities around the world. If you're looking to have an authentic approach to tours, like a friend showing you around a new city, going to non-touristic types of places, then go check out the link downstairs in the description, click on the Locofy link, and then go make an appointment to schedule a tour with Locofy. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Oh, I ate so much seafood today. I got gout. I'm for sure gonna have a gout attack in the morning. That's all right. I'm gonna go to the gout pharmacy store. Cure my gout in the black market.